Hello,
How are
welcome
you?
back to day 117. I had to check to make sure. 117, 117 of reading through the Bible in a year.
Part two.
And that's pretty well a third of a year now.
Yeah.
And we've gone through this much of the book.
Well, that's just the much of the back Old Testament.
Yeah, and we've been reading some of the other part too. Right. So we're reading First Kings chapter 2, starting at verse 13, and Solomon's throne is established. Okay, any comments before we start?
No, go ahead.
All right. Now, Adonijah, the son of Haggith, went to Beersheba, Solomon's mother. Beersheba asked him, "Do you come peacefully?" He answered, "Yes, peacefully." Then he added, "I have something to say to you." "You may say it," she replied. "As you know," he said, "the kingdom was mine. All Israel looked to me as their king. But things changed, and the kingdom has gone to my brother, for it has come to him from the Lord. Now I have one request to make of you. Do not refuse me." "You may make it," she said. So he continued, "Please ask King Solomon. He will not refuse you, to give me Abishag the Shunammite as my wife." That was the young virgin that went and looked after David when he was old.
Yeah.
"Very well," Bathsheba replied. "I will speak to the king for you." When Bathsheba went to King Solomon to speak to him for Adonijah, the king stood up to meet her, bowed down to her, and sat down on his throne. He had a throne brought for the king's mother, and she sat down at his right hand. "I have one small request to make of you," she said. "Do not refuse me." The king replied, "Make it, my mother. I will not refuse you." So she said, "Let Abishag the Shunammite be given in marriage to your brother Adonijah." King Solomon answered his mother, "Why do you request Abijah, Abishag the Shunammite for Adonijah? You might as well request the king's kingdom for him. After all, he is my older brother. Yes, for him and for Abiathar the priest and Joab son of Zerah." Verse 23.
Verse 23. The king Solomon sware by the Lord, saying, God do so to me, and more also, if Adonijah have not spoken this words against his own life. Now therefore, as the Lord liveth, which hath established me, and set me on the throne of David my father, and who hath made me an house as he promised, Adonijah shall be put to death this day. And King Solomon sent by the hand of Benaiah, son of Jehoiada, and he fell upon him that he died. And unto Abiathar the priest said unto the king, Get thee to Anathoth, unto thine own fields, for thou art worthy of death. But I will not at this time put thee to death, because thou bearest the ark of the Lord God before David my father, because thou hast been afflicted in all wherein my father was afflicted. So Solomon thrust out Abiathar from being priest unto the Lord, and he might fulfill the word of the Lord, which he spake concerning the house of Eli in Shiloah. Then tidings came to Joab, for Joab had turned after Adonijah, though he turned not after Absalom. And Joab fled unto the tabernacle of the Lord, and caught hold of the horns of the altar. And it was told King Solomon that Joab was fled into the tabernacle of the Lord, and, behold, he is by the altar. Then Solomon sent Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, saying, Go, fall upon him. And Benaiah came to the tabernacle of the Lord, and said unto him, Thus saith the king, Come forth. And he said, Nay, but I will die here. And Benaiah brought the king word again, saying, Thus saith Joab, and thus he answered me. And the king said unto him, Do as he has said, and fall upon him, and bury him, that thou mayest take away the innocent blood which Job shed from me and from the house of my father. Verse 32.
The Lord will repay him for the blood he shed, because without the knowledge of my father David, he attacked 2 men and killed them with the sword, both of them, Abner son of Ner, commander of Israel's army, and Amasa son of Jether, commander of Judah's army, were better men and more upright than he. May the guilt of their blood rest on the head of Joab and his descendants forever. But on David and his descendants, his house and his throne, may there be the Lord's peace forever. So Benaiah, son of Jehoiada, went up and struck down Joab and killed him, and he was buried on his own land in the desert. The king put Benaiah, son of Jehoiada, over the army in Joab's position, and replaced Abiathar with Zadok the priest. Then the king sent for Shimei and said to him, "Build yourself a house in Jerusalem and live there, but do not go anywhere else. The day you leave the cross and cross the Kidron Valley, you can be sure you will die. Your blood will be on your own head." Shimei answered the king, "What you say is good. Your servant will do as my lord the king has said." And Shimei stayed in Jerusalem for a long time. Your turn, 39.
39. And it came to pass at the end of 3 years that two of the servants of Shimei ran away unto Achish, son of Maachah, king of Gath. And they told Sheman, saying, "Behold, thy servant he is in Gath." And Shimei rose and saddled his ass and went to Gath to Achish to seek his servants. And Shimei went and brought his servants from Gath. And it was told to Solomon that Shimei had gone from Jerusalem to Gath and was come home again. And the king sent and called for Shimei and said unto him, "Did I not make thee to swear by the Lord and protect unto thee, saying, Know for certain on the day that thou goest and walketh about any whither that thou shalt surely die? And thou said unto me, The word that I have heard is good. Why then hast thou not kept the oath of the Lord, and the commandment that I have charged with thee?" The king said moreover to Shimei, "Thou knowest all the wickedness which thine heart is privy to, and thou didst to David my father. Therefore the Lord shall return thy wickedness upon thy own head. And King Solomon shall be blessed, and the throne of David shall be established before the Lord forever." So the king commanded Benaiah the son of Jehoiada, which went out and fell upon him, and he did die. And the kingdom was established in the land of Solomon. Bloodshed, bloodshed, bloodshed.
Well, he's getting rid of the backstabbers
I know.
and the traitors
So
that
where
are
are
in
we
the land.
reading in the New Testament?
Luke chapter 19. So now we're turning to Luke chapter 19, and we're going to
That's
read
in the New Testament.
verse 28 to 48. Only 10 verses.
28.
The triumphal entry. After Jesus had said this, he went on ahead, going up to Jerusalem. As he approached Bethphage and Bethany at the hill called the Mount of Olives, he sent two of his disciples, saying to them, "Go to the village ahead of you. As you enter it, you will find a colt tied there, which no one has ever ridden. Untie it and bring it here. If anyone asks you, 'Why are you untying it?' tell him, 'The Lord needs it.'" Those who are sent ahead went and found it just as he had told them. As they were untying the colt, its owner asked them, "Why are you untying the colt?" They replied, "The Lord needs it." They brought it to Jesus, threw their cloaks on the colt, and put Jesus on it. As he went along, people spread their cloaks on the road. When he came near the place where the road goes down the Mount of Olives, the whole crowd of disciples began joyfully to praise God in loud voices for all the miracles they had seen. Blessed is the King who comes in the name of the Lord. Peace in heaven and glory in the highest. Some of the Pharisees in the crowd said to Jesus, Teacher, rebuke your disciples. I tell you, he replied, if they keep quiet, the stones will cry out. Verse 41.
And when he was come near, he beheld the city and wept over it, saying, If thou hadst known, even thou at least in this thy day, the things which belong unto thy peace, but now they are hid from thine eyes. For the day shall come upon thee, that thine enemies shall cast a trench about thee, and compass thee round, and keep thee in on every side, and shall lay thee even with the ground, and thy children were in thee, and they shall not leave in thee one stone upon another, because thou knowest not the time of thy visitation. And he went into the temple and began to cast out them. You have to get down, girl. Sorry. Cast out them that sold therein, and them that bought, saying unto them, It is written, My house is the house of prayer, but ye have made it a den of thieves. And he taught daily in the temple, but the chief priests and the scribes and the chiefs of the people sought to destroy him, and could not find what they might do, for all the people were very attentive to hear him. So what did it say in English? Sometimes I read it and I don't really get it.
Yeah, I could
So
tell by the tone of your voice that you were.
So Jerusalem's going to get knocked down. Is it Jerusalem he's talking
Yeah,
about?
if
And
you,
everybody's
even you, had only known on this day what would bring you peace, but now it is hidden from your eyes. The day will come upon you when your enemies will build an embankment against you and encircle you and hem you in on every side. They will dash you to the ground, you and the children with you in your walls. They will not leave one stone on another, because you did not recognize the time of God's coming to you.
Wow. It's a bloody world, eh? It's I just don't understand why we can't just live in peace. I don't understand it.
Greed. I want my way, and that's the biggest thing. I want my way. I want to do it my way. There's a song of I did it my way,
A famous one.
and
Well, let's send it
and
to Israel.
that's the nature of man. Man wants to do it my way.
Not your way.
And
their way. Their own way.
yeah, they should do it all my way.
There you go. You're the reason
Poor
for all the
world.
war.
If they did it my way. Oh dear.
We watched a movie tonight.
It was a very good one. It was a soul surfer.
Yes.
It was about a girl who,
True story.
about 15 or 14, maybe got her arm chewed off or just cut right
Shark
off with a
attack.
shark attack. And how she overcame the whole struggle of the trauma and everything in one arm, and became a very successful surfer. She ended up going to Thailand, and she was really upset that like, why did this happen to me? Why did I have to lose an arm? When she got to Thailand, she just broke out crying because these people lost everything, you know, and it was because this was after the tsunami that had hit there about 4 years ago, and it was just she was just totally
Yeah.
shocked.
If it's in a theater near you, you need to take the time and invest in seeing it. It was excellent. It's
Excellent.
inspirational.
I give it a 10 out of 10.
Very good movie. I cried all through the first part of it. Really, it, more blood, sadness. This breaks me up. Anyway, thank you so much for faithfully joining
Yes.
in each day and following along in the Bible studies. May the Lord of hosts bless you. You're coming in and you're going out, and as long as you seek Him and serve Him, may He bless you and your family and your children and your children's children into the generations. You close in prayer.
God in